I said I'd listen to another Phish album when I was ready. And here's the thing. I'm ready. Going in chronological order, as you might recall. Thus, A Picture of Nectar was the next logical stop. And after that, it will be whatever follows. Basically, the plan is, in my brain at any rate, once I get to Hoist, I'm going to do a live one. I'm going to listen to Hoist first, and then I'm going to do a live one. And then after a live one, I think I would like to go back and do the Gamehenge stuff. That is my rough plan right now. But, guys, you probably didn't come here to hear me talk about my plans for listening to Phish. You probably showed up because you wanted to hear my thoughts on A Picture of Nectar. So I'm going to hop in on this thing. Before I hit the play button and go through this album, it's very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button because it does go a long way to help me out. And if you really like what you see, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Or join me on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time. And I've got an amazing community of people that just want to listen to good music with you. And so do I. Guys, without further ado, A Picture of Nectar by Phish. Here we go. Llama. Already off to a big start. Ooh. I'm gonna turn it up my headphones. I love their organ work here. I've mentioned Delvon Lamar organ trio when I hear the organ sounds. I don't know who might have inspired Page's organ work, but it's immaculate. So good.
Sunrise over the turquoise mountains, messenger birds in sight. They came up from the valley, both sides at a time, to the cold, steady rain. Rain up and down. Llama to boot, llama to boot to boot. Trigger blast, fast ram, check a little receipt.
There's a Twitch user with the name To Boot, and it just occurred to me where that comes from. It comes from the song Llama by Phish.
Llama to boot. Trigger blast, fast ram, check a little receipts. I start to run. It was the loudest thing I'd ever heard, and I knew my time had come to end the delta. Living on press, llama to boot. Living on press, llama to boot. Living on press, llama to boot. Living on press, llama to boot.
So the slap bass here, dang it, I'm on Spotify, so my little back arrows don't work. There's a lot happening here with the organ, but then there's this bass that seems to be both walking and slapping, which is really exciting to me. Dude. Oh man, that cascading sound here. It's really discordant, isn't it? But it's like tastefully discordant, right? Like there is that element where there's these like cascading sounds where you're kind of going from, you know, higher pitch sounds to lower pitch sounds, like walking it down. Sorry. Oh man, I didn't think I somehow went forward. The bass walk. And that's the cascading. Page is killing the organ stuff. Really, this has been such a fun instrumental. that sustain. Okay, now that I got through the solos and you guys can get off your high horses, I let it happen. I'm going to go back. There's a lot of sounds in there that just really stuck out to me. Trey and his tones are somehow both ever-changing, but yet definitely recognizable. And I don't know another way to put it, but it's almost like the changing in the tones as he goes is what makes Trey's playing recognizable. A lot of guys will hear guitar players and be like, oh, that's so-and-so, and they can just tell because they can hear certain characteristics of his playing. And I think he definitely has that, but I think some of that is the nature in which he changes things is in and of itself a characteristic of his playing. And the bass and the guitar happening together here is so huge. And you get these growly sounds, very kind of like industrial rock sounding. Infinite sustain. And that's what I'm talking. This little pick sweeping thing here. That he isn't afraid to get discordant with his guitar solos is amazing to me. Like, there was almost an entire guitar solo there of just discordant friggin' feedback noises that almost got to the point that you wanted them to get to, right? Like, they almost got to the note that would resolve the sound to where you were like, oh man, it's so cool that he just played that guitar solo. But instead you said like, wow, he didn't get the sound there. I really think it creates this very cool thing where you're left kind of in want. And I don't, to me, that kind of adds just a huge flavor to the song. Leave it on press to press to press, Llama to boot to boot. Leave it on press to press to press, Llama to boot to boot. Leave it on press to press to press, Llama to boot to boot. Leave it on press to press to press, Llama to boot to boot. Llama to boot to boot. Llama to boot to boot. To boot to boot. The bass here has been so cool. I think to me, the guitar solo was huge, but I really think Page to boot. Who sang that part? Okay, they didn't do anything crazy with the ending. So this is an instrumental named Eliza. He's got his jazz guitar sound on right now. Was Trey playing the ocelot in these shows? What guitar was Trey playing in this time period? Which, by the way, I only know what the ocelot is because you guys told me in the comments. Recognize that my education is coming from you guys. So, you know, the emails, the comments section, like I typically read through all of them, even the ones that tell me I am insufferable and that I should go take my life. Even those ones, I still read them. So, I mean, you know, I say all of that to say some people are hilariously petty, but I'm definitely interested to know anything that you guys would like to tell me. So please put it in the comments if you happen to know things. I will be doing a gear reaction sooner than later, I'm sure. I love the jazz cafe vibe here. Like, this seems like music at cocktail hour. Maybe not Jazz Cafe. It's like, yeah. Like bougie hotel bar vibes. Wow. You know, when they just this duet here of the piano and the guitar. And the bass. The way they're all complimenting each other. And then just that very full thing. What a wonderful transitionary piece. Can anybody give me context on the name Eliza and why it might have been named that? Ooh, Cavern, another instrumental, I suppose. Hello, Mr. Phish. You got a fat pocket, Mr. Phish. I like that on this song, I'm hearing this he's kind of like palm muting as he's going with these rakes, but then he's getting these cool like pinch harmonics at the bottom. So it's sounding like chord strikes, but there's an added layer of depth to them.
Your time is near, the mission's clear.
Oh.
It's later than we think. Before you slip into the night, you'll want something to drink. Steal away before the dawn and bring us back good news. But if you tread in primal soup, please wipe it from your shoes.
Your time is near, the mission's clear, it's later than you think. Before you slip into the night, you'll want something to drink. Steal away before dawn and bring us back to good news. But if you've tread in primal soup, please wipe it from your shoes. Primal soup. I wonder what they're...
Just then a porthole pirate scourged the evening with his cry, and sanctuary bugs deprived a monkey of its thigh. A dust arose and clogged my nose before I could blink twice. Despite the scut that bubbled up, I gave some last advice.
Okay.
The flesh from Satan's dogs will make the rudiments of gruel. Deduct the carrots from your pain, you worthless swampy fool.
You know how sometimes you might watch me and I may comment on lyricism and what I think it's about? I think that this is just, kind of an absurdist, fun lore song. And that's totally 100% fine for me. Not every song is going to change your life. Perhaps this one will if I see it live one day. I don't know. But I love a lore song. I love just the imagery that comes with crazy songs like this. Because again, you end up wondering to yourself, what do you think they mean by primal soup? Like the stew of creation? You know what I mean? And, a portal pirate scourged. Or a porthole. Portal? A porthole pirate scourged. The evening with his cry, and the sanctuary bugs deprived. The monkey of its thigh, a dust arose. I'm like, yeah. Maybe you guys know more than I do. Please let me know. I really think the bass is kind of carrying this one, too. I'm loving the guitar right now, but the bass has been heavy.
Swimming in the mire. The septic made this gargoyle too, demented me with fire. I drifted where the current chose, afloat upon my back. And if perchance a newt slide by, I'd stuff it in my sack.
All right. Beware newts.
Soon I felt a bubble form.
She turned me into a newt. You liar. I got better.
Somewhere below my skin, but with handy spine of hedgehog, I removed the force within. Soon to mass and
With
caused the
handy
mighty
spine of
stir.
hedgehog.
The angry mob responded, taking turns at grabbing her. The foggy cavern's musty ride appeared within my palm. I snatched Rick's fork to scrape it off with deadly icy calm.
Ooh. Dude,
The crowd meanwhile.
I want to go back again. There's a lot more slap bass in this. I've noticed versus perhaps some of the others. Like, I feel since I've been listening to, going to Rift first, I definitely feel like I can tell that production was a little bit better than it has been in, say, Junta or Lawn Boy, or even this particular one so far. But what I will say is I feel like you can kind of hear these guys progress as they go. When you listen to it in order, you kind of hear where their chops are getting sharper. And while, again, I haven't heard like a favorite song yet, you can hear them kind of tightening up or maybe just exploring more of the depths of their creativity. But I feel I call attention to this because I've noticed that there has been, in my opinion, or at least it's standing out more, a lot more slap bass in this context. And I wonder if maybe, that was just something he'd been listening to a lot and found himself practicing between albums. I don't know. Maybe he just had slap in his wheelhouse the whole time, and I don't know.
Crowds meanwhile had taken Sue and used her like a rag to mop the slime from where the slug had slithered with a bag.
They're using
And
Sue
summing
like
up
a
the moral
man.
scenes, a little bit obscure. Give the director a serpent deflector, a mud rat detector, a ribbon reflector, a cushion convector, a picture of nectar.
The titular phrase was in this song, a picture of nectar. So the titular phrase being the phrase of the album spoken within the art. Sometimes it happens in movies, others in songs. But yeah, in this context, I now know where the titular phrase of the album comes from.
Viral dissector, a hormone collector. Give the director a serpent deflector, a mud rat detector, a ribbon reflector.
Is this a list of things to give to the director, or is this just like a postmodern abstract list? Oh? I was really hoping they were going to rip it open right there.
Detector, a ribbon reflector, a cushion convector, a picture of nectar, a viral dissector.
You hear that harmony up top?
A picture of nectar, a viral dissector.
Who does the high harmonies?
A director, a serpent deflector, a mud rat detector, a ribbon reflector, a cushion convector, a picture of nectar, a viral dissector, a hormone collector. Whatever you do,
Oh my
take
gosh.
care of your shoes.
You guys, that makes so many comments make sense. Huh. Man of La Mancha, does that just feel so much better? You ever feel like you worked really hard at maybe a game or some book to get to a certain checkpoint, and once you get there, you just feel kind of accomplished to yourself? This is really what I feel like. I feel like I just earned another inside joke within the Phish fanhood. Whatever you do, take care of your shoes. To everybody that told me that along the way, thank you. I genuinely appreciate it. And you know what? I will take care of my shoes.
Nectar, a picture of nectar, a viral dissector, a hormone collector. Whatever you do,
But like,
take care of your shoes.
why also? Where did it come from? Does anybody have any kind of interpretation for this other than absurdism and fun? I'm not going to be mad if that's all that there is. Ooh. And they came in with that big ending. And the bass walk down sexy. So Cavern is where it comes from. Whoa!
You won't steal my poor heart again. You won't steal my poor heart again. You won't steal my tape recorder. I'll call the Lord and I'll put you in the pen. You won't steal that thing again. Didn't even know your name or what was your game. But stealing things is sure brought you the fame. I don't know if you stole mine, it was one of a kind. I'm saying if you're to blame, your life will never be the same. You won't steal my poor heart again.
So I'm pretty sure this is my E harmonica. I think this song might be an E.
You won't steal my...
I had it there because I was playing Tom Petty. What's up? Oh, go, Coach. Apparently, Coach is not a harmonica fan.
Well, no. As soon as you started playing the harmonica, he started...
You little baby. All right, dude. All right, you can go. You may...
Come on, buddy.
See ya, Coach.
Come on.
Come on, Coach, go. Goodness, he did not want to go.
Harmonica really had an effect on him.
Yeah, he was affected. Sorry about that. But wasn't it cute? Like cute to see Coach sing?
Your life will never be the same. You won't steal my poor heart again. You won't steal my poor heart again. You won't steal my tape recorder. I'll call the Lord and put you in the pen. You won't steal that thing again.
I gotta be honest. I love this is really in the vein of music for me that just has kind of a soft and sentimental spot because of, coming from Tennessee. I don't like country, but this stands out as distinctly different than country. Again, I feel like if I go out of my way to say like Americana, I'm gonna get spat on. But
you won't steal my poor heart
there's an
again.
element of it.
You won't steal my poor heart again. You won't steal my tape recorder. I'll call
And I love this bass one.
You won't steal that thing again.
And the bass chords here that are happening. Actually, maybe they're just octave chords. Oh. He really can solo in different ways, can't he? This has had a lot less tension and release than some of the other albums. I want to hear it again. I want to hear that again. Actually unbelievable. I feel like I've heard a lot. You guys have heard me wax poetic so much about how amazing Trey is as a musician, because to me, as a guy who's primarily, first and foremost, a guitar player, that's to me, what I'm most instinctively drawn to. But when you hear virtuous piano, it really does make it special. And again, to think that this is the same guy that was playing the organ, right? Like all of the different chops you see this guy display, all of the different noises that come out of the keys in that man's fingertips, it really, really is something cool. And I feel like it's so interesting to me that each of the band members get perfectly featured within what it is that they do without kind of, clashing over top of one another. At any given point, you can listen to what any of the four dudes are doing and be amazed. And that's really cool.
Can't track you anymore. Detective work has sure become a bore. So tell me what you did with it and stop this shit.
This reminds me of the song Eastbound and Down from Smokey and the Bandit. Who's that? Jerry Reed? I think Jerry Reed.
Up yourself before they come knocking at your door.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking.
You won't steal my poor heart again. You won't steal my poor heart again. When I feel the pain like Cupid's sword, I'll call the Lord and put you in pain. You won't steal that thing again. You won't steal my poor heart again.
I do like this. There's a little bit of that Appalachian sound, and I know you guys hear me say Appalachian sound, even though these dudes are from Vermont, but I definitely feel like there's an Appalachian kind of bluegrass Americana sound that definitely influences what they do, fellas. And all now 11 of the women that have commented and identified themselves in the Phish video. So all 11 of the female Phish fans that have identified yourself in the comments, thank you. I know that there is now not 0% viewers. Okay. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Let's go. I like these little bends he does in the middle of this part. And it feels like they pan. Ooh, man. This kind of has like a little bit of a Latin breakdown feel to it. I could hear that sustain all day, dude. That calculated feedback is the tuning fork in my loins. Yeah. This little kind of scale thing he's doing, and then he does that pinch harmonic pop. I love that.
I'm pulling the pavement from under my nails. I brush
And
past
then
the
we
gutter,
break into a
headed
totally
out
different
Wales.
thing.
The sloping companion, I cast down the ash, yanked out my tunic and dangled my stash, zipping through the forest with a curling fleas to grow them spindles, the mutant I seize. I capture the dread beast who falls to his knees and cries to his cohorts asleep in the trees.
Bro. We're into this discordant thing. And in this context, ooh. Polyrhythms for sure. All of them are doing something different, and then it resolves right there. I want to hear that instrumental again. I love that background vocal there. But So the guitar is doing that, brow, 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 and then you've also got the voices kind of following it, doing the same thing. The bass is doing something different. There's so many layers to this. And then it all ends up resolving. And here we are. This song is definitely back to the tension and release vibe. Okay, and now it feels like, would you like some apple pie with that? Hang on. I'm really loving this section right here. Just when they go from that tension and release part back into just where it resolves, and you have this really cool guitar sound. Even the drum sounds pan in the ears.
Please don't do that.
Please don't do that. Kind of. What was that? Count Chocula?
Laugh when they shoot you. Say please don't do that. Control for smilers can't be bought. The solar garlic starts to rot. Was it for this my life I sought? Maybe so and maybe not. Maybe so and maybe not.
I love that part there with the vocal back, maybe like the backgrounds.
So, maybe not. Maybe so, and maybe not. Was it for this my life I sought? Maybe so, maybe not. Control the smilers can't be bought. Maybe so, maybe not. The solar garlic starts to rot.
What do you suppose the solar garlic is? Because of a name like Stash, I'm led to imply that this is all some sort of, I don't know. The word smegma, though, is one of the least cool words in the entire human race, and they sang it.
Was it for this my life I sought?
It's a yucky, yucky word.
Was it for this my life I sought?
Oh, dude.
Was it for this my life I sought?
He's got that fuzzy, squealy sound right now. Very Santana-y. Especially that. Except Santana would never make something so discordant intentionally. And then he switched pickups again to get him. And it resolves again. And we're waiting for it to resolve again. Oh, man. And then we're back? Bro. Stash was definitely the best one so far. To me. So far, as far as the album goes... I think Stash, it's kind of funny to me, but you guys frequently have told me, like, yeah, well, of course, I liked the most popular song on the album. I'm also happy to see that it seems to be the second longest song. Tweezer is on this album. Okay, that's another word I recognize. Let's friggin' go. Yeah, Stash was definitely right up there with me. I definitely liked Cavern as well. Llama also, yeah, no, those three also got pluses. The kind of transitionary songs have been interesting. This one is Manteca.
Grabbing my shoe mouth.
Oh.
Grabbing my shoe mouth. Grabbing my shoe mouth. Grabbing my shoe mouth.
What am I supposed to do trying to comprehend the depth of this lyricism? This is way over my head.
Grabbing my shoe mouth. Grabbing my shoe
I actually really love that they did that, though. There's something about the silliness that comes with this band where, like, you can clearly see that they are musicians that are to be taken seriously. Like, none of them phone it in. You know what I mean? It's not like they're just writing BS garbage because they're good enough to do it. Like, they're writing genius garbage to the rest of the world. It's just garbage, but to the people that recognize it, we can recognize, like, one can recognize a diamond in the rough. In this context, I think it's amazing that they can be incredibly, virtuous musicians, and then, be like, well, that doesn't mean we can't be funny people who have, like, our own laughter and things that make us laugh. Like, I have no idea where the song Manteca must have come from. I have no idea what crab in my shoe mouth means, but they cared enough about it to put it into a song, and I like that. Love this tone, though. Love that. It's, whoa. They really edgelord you, don't you? I thought it was going to come in so much faster. 1, 2. Is where I would come in. That's what's cool.
Aboard a craft bereft of oar. I rode upstream to find Lenore. Abducted by a bandit or a king from some forgotten war. And mindful of his lava craze, the randotropic microgaze.
I can see, I feel like Giz really did. The lyricism, especially in the lore-driven albums, are really, like, the use of the word rhinotropic, for example. Like, it definitely just brings me to Giz lyricism.
Ignored it into my amazement.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
This is the work of Guelah Papyrus, stranded for a moment on the ocean of Osiris, absorbing all she can for every member of her clan, expanding exponentially like some recursive virus.
This is the work of the Guelah Papyrus, which that's like a leaf, like an old, like, paper, like a leaf paper, effectively. But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying this. I keep just having to tell myself that I think I just have to kind of enjoy the lyrics and follow along with whatever may be happening. But we run the risk of maybe not following anything anywhere and just appreciating it for what it is. I don't know though. It's funny because with most bands, I find that when they sing, if I have a hard time getting behind the lyrics, I have a hard time getting behind the song. In this context though, it's almost like the lyrics just are there to make sounds to accompany the music, almost as though it's another instrument. And I would not say that about Rift. I wouldn't say that about several of the songs along the way, but I would say that about some of them, whereas like the words aren't the instrument, the sound the words make are. And again, perhaps not every song, and maybe I'm missing completely massive lyrical depth, but maybe not too, and maybe I'm not supposed to be looking for some sort of crazy deep meaning within some of these lyrics.
She'd take me on, I never fail to ride on the redundant rail. Cause when I know she's switching track, there's always one to take me back. And through the bedroom door intrude a fretful frown and spoil the mood. Cause though I never really stand that tall, she'd tilt my frame, she'd watch me fall. This is the work of the Guelah Papyrus, stranded for a moment on the ocean of Osiris, absorbing all she can for every member of her clan, expanding exponentially like some recursive virus.
Like some recursive... Can somebody tell me instrument interlude is the ass festival? Can somebody tell me what that's supposed to mean? Here's the discordance. I love hearing the piano and the guitar go back and forth. Well, I used to have this simple drum pocket and a nice bass line. I love this. This whole section to me it almost feels like they're doing a round of arpeggios. Like you've got the piano doing one, you've got the guitar player, the guitar doing another, and like I can't decide if it's a round or if they're like trading. I don't think that they're trading though, because I'm hearing them kind of distinctly at the same time. I'm fascinated and riveted by this particular sound. I think it is a round. And then the bass jumps in to get in line. This is what I'm really loving this particular section of tension and release. There's just so much happening. Without the feeling of it being chaotic, like it sounds sometimes like he's just hitting piano keys. I can't decide if they're playing in different keys, the guitar and the piano though.
So maybe I could be a fly and feed arachnid as I die and be the
it stopped for like a 4 count, and then he comes in before any of the instrumentation. And they really just let you sit with that tense feeling, and then...
So maybe I could be a fly and feed arachnid as I die and view the ritual from within the silken tunnel that they spin. And through the bedroom door intrude a fretful frown and spoil the mood. Cause though I never really stand that tall,
I mean,
she tilt my frame, she watched me fall. This is the work of Guelah Papyrus, stranded for a moment.
I really liked the song Guelah Papyrus. Frick, I can't say that. Guelah Papyrus. I've really enjoyed it.
This is the work of Guelah Papyrus, stranded for a moment on the ocean of Osiris.
That's an orange peel with a face. I just noticed it. Like, that's an orange.
This is the work of Guelah Papyrus, stranded for a moment on the ocean of Osiris, absorbing all she can for every member of the clan.
I also like this idea. Maybe I could be a fly and feed spiders as I die and watch them as they weave me. The imagery in that lyric, I just kept thinking about that. Maybe I could be a fly and feed arachnid as I die, like feed spiders, and like almost as if in Tennessee we used to catch like moths and stuff and throw them onto spider webs and just watch the spiders go down there and like wrap them up. I mean, it's honestly, you know, it's a southern pastime, I suppose, but you can do it too. Feed your local spiders. But the idea of that wrapping up process into a silken tunnel being a ritual, I don't know. It was just kind of an interesting prospect. Their use of imagery, even in their weird lyrics, is super cool. But yeah, instrumental interlude is the. Can somebody give me a reference for this? Magilla. Is this another? I think this might just be a jazzy one. Ooh. It almost sounds like it could be the intro sound of a Disney movie. I love this bass walking too. Oh, that's different. Trey plays so many guitar styles, dude. Like, this is the same guy that sounds like he's both Santana and that guy from Boston. Who I guess... Brian Schultz? Is that his name? Matt Schultz, Mark Schultz, Brian Schultz. I think it's Brian Schultz. Tom Schultz. Oh, man. Ooh. Is this one of those that people just have fun with in jams at concerts, or does this ever see the show? Does this see shows anymore? Because I feel like the instrumentals, they would just fit in between other songs, but I could be wrong. Ooh, man. And now we're back to that jazzy rundown. You know what's amazing to me? I want to revisit this ending piano piece because it almost feels like he made it. It almost feels like he made it a little offbeat himself, the way he played the ending of it, right? Like, it almost feels like he made it more difficult by playing an offbeat note. There. Or like he switched time signatures, and I don't know, but it definitely added something different. Okay, this one is The Landlady. Very much a Latin breakdown kind of thing. Oh, man. Wait, hang on. What is that? It's on the tip of my tongue, so it's not going to come out of my mouth. Why? I feel like this is a song I know already, but why? Like a samba? Punch you in the eye. This is the sound of punch you in the eye. So the Landlady was a section within Punch You in the Eye. I really love this. Oh. This might have had guitar solo of the album to me. Nah, actually, I don't know. I think Cavern. No, probably Stash did. I enjoyed this one. This one was dope. We liked it. This one's Tweezer. Nope, this one's Glide. Tweezer is next. Another one. I'm trying to do counts on this, but oh man. I like this. Okay. I like that guitar run. But da 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 da.
And we're glad, glad, glad that you're alive. And we're glad, glad, glad that you'll arrive. And we're glad, 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 glad. And we're glad, glad, glad that you're a glide.
I don't know what they mean by you're a glide, but I gotta be honest. There is an element of my day today that needed to hear, even if only through silliness in song, that they were glad, glad, glad that I'm alive. And glad that I'll arrive. I don't know if I'm a glide. I don't know if, but again, there's just something to be said. I think that positivity transcends understanding sometimes, and even if you don't necessarily realize that you're being uplifted because you heard a song that just said something nice, maybe there's an element there that it still does uplift you, even in its simplicity, even in its, you know, kind of silly nature. I don't know, there's something that really did just kind of brighten my mood a little bit about this. This sound isn't Trey's. This is an acoustic guitar, correct? Does anybody know what kind of acoustic guitar Trey plays?
And we're glad, glad, glad that you're alive. And we're glad, glad, glad that you'll arrive. And we're glad, 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 glad. And we're glad, glad, glad that you're a glide.
Oh, man. Get big and mean with it. It almost feels like they're intentionally making this like, and then they're back to not this. And that hammer-on sound on this guitar is just such a good sound. But it almost does have, I've said it before, sometimes when I hear what I interpret to be acoustic guitar parts on their songs, there is an element where it sounds jangly to the point that I question whether it's a 12-string or not. But I didn't feel like I heard extra pick attack there, so I'm certain that this was a 6-string. But because of the way it's tuned, or maybe just because of the way the guitar is laid out, I don't know what it is, but I feel like Trey's acoustic guitar tones very frequently sound like I'm hearing a 12-string guitar without hearing the other 6 strings added in.
And we're glad, glad, glad that you're alive.
Ooh.
And we're glad, glad, glad that you'll arrive. And we're glad, 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 glad. And we're glad, glad, glad that you're a glide.
I feel like there was a little bit of what I saw in You Enjoy Myself in that live setting where they did the vocal breakdown thing. And I feel like maybe this part walked so that what I saw in that 2012 live performance could run one day, you know? But I also liked that they didn't just do the same thing. I liked that they ended it a cappella. I also like that you can hear the reverb in on their voices. So like when they stop singing, you hear still that like.
And we're glad.
Listen.
Glad.
You still hear them? And you still hear them kind of fading in there. Sound. I'm probably doing a terrible job describing it, but that you can still hear the reverb sounds afterwards is really, really nice to me. That's just one of those random little things about audio that I really like, is like hearing the decay of, you know, reverbs.
Glad that you're a glide.
They definitely have their 4 vocals together down, though. I am actually going to go use the restroom. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. And this one is Tweezer, the one I've heard so many people tell me I needed to dig into. So let's check it out. Tweezer, the original. Immediately, yes. Yes. Brings me to the basses a little bit. Without the slap bass, like the Rod Stewart era basses.
Won't you step into the
Not anymore.
Caesar with a tweezer.
Mega lyrical depth. I love the bass so much in this.
Won't you step into the freezer? Caesar with a tweezer. It's gonna be cold.
I can't get that high.
It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold.
Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da-da. That, like, so the bass player is, forgive me, is he Mike? I think he's Mike. What's crazy to me is that he somehow goes from like bass slapping to also like pluck in what sounds like bass octaves or bass chords. And it's super interesting to me. He's got such a diverse style, and it's all like on the fly.
It's gonna be cold.
And then just trays.
Won't you step into the freezer? Pleaser with the tweezer.
I don't know. We're really trying to do a lot with this tweezer. I feel like this is one of those that's just supposed to rhyme, though.
Won't you step into the freezer?
Golly.
Pleaser with the tweezer.
We're going to go back there because that bass, like that bass, it almost sounds like it's fretless, but I don't think it is.
Won't you step into the freezer? Pleaser with a tweezer.
Like it sounded like it was fretless because I feel like there was a fret, like it has frets, but it just that it like it just maybe he bent it. I don't know, but if you know how he made that sound, please type it in the comments because that was so interesting.
Won't you step into the freezer? Pleaser with
That
a
did he bend it?
It's gonna be cold, 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 cold. It's gonna be cold, 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 cold. It's gonna be cold, 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 cold. It's gonna be cold, 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 cold.
Ooh. Okay. There's
Look who's in the freezer.
I cannot figure out how he makes that noise. Uncle Ebenezer. This is madness. And we're back. That was a tense moment though, dude. The way they make that sustain happen, or Trey does. Oh man. Bow, bow. And then you've got it's like they can all play just complex parts at the same. They can all play complex parts at the same time and somehow not walk over the top of one another. And I feel like this is another one of those tense moments that ends up resolving. And you're like, man, it's so good to be in the freezer. And now some of it's resolved together. And he just keeps walking up and then oh my gosh. Man, no, I know. At least it's during one of the tense parts, but you're also gonna have to listen to the tense part again. But it's again where Trey does these like this strumming, and then he mixes it in and throws like a lick. Like he's playing a lead. Resolve. Oh man. And we're really slowing down now too. It's amazing to me that they slow down so much and speed up so much and they never miss a beat. Like they all stay within Phish's pocket, if you want to call it that. You can kind of hear very slowed down what they're playing. Oh man. That was quite the ending. This is the Mango song, which I gotta. So Tweezer was very tense. I think that of the like, it was kind of right up there with perhaps like David Bowie in terms of the songs that, or even it's like It's Ice in terms of songs that I felt were like particularly tension release, noticeable or themed. I definitely could 100% how, like, I could see 100% how they would run away with that in a live context, especially turning it into a jam. I would very much be interested to see how that kind of thing evolves. And I think part of the reason I'm really wanting to go through the albums in general is so that I can see what becomes of these songs, you know? There is a special thing about listening to the originals and then seeing, you know, what butterfly that caterpillar turned into. And I feel like the caterpillars have looked really, really, really cool. And I like, for example, the YEM, I loved that on the album. Maze is another song I have loved from the album. Same thing with Esther. Same thing with Reba. I loved them on the album. I think that when I get to the live context, I'm going to have a much greater appreciation for them because I've been listening to them, you know, in just behind the scenes, just going out of my way because I wanted to, you know, hear the solos and hear the dynamics. And I think when I finally start digging into more of the live catalog, because I have a broader understanding of the album catalog, I'm really excited to see how these things evolve, especially in the songs that have stuck out to me from the albums. And of course, I'm sure I'll fall in love with some of the, you know, with tons of the live stuff. Because again, I know a lot of songs are unreleased in the terms of they're only played live and not necessarily finding a home on an album. And that's even exciting to me, but neither here nor there. This is the Mango song. Here we go. Okay. It's so cool to me that they play in different time signatures and they're all just fine with it.
Spasm waiter dropping to his knees, sees slander on wrapped paper ties.
This almost feels like an electric bossa nova.
Sunlight in his eyes.
Like a sped up electric bossa nova.
Top and shoot the breeze, please. Ramble while slop scraper sighs. Tossing in his bed at night, he'll dream until he dies. Operations at the sink, the dribble liquid visible beneath his troubled eyes. Feels it tilt and start to slide.
I love their harmonies, dude.
Mask a pretty hopper's foot with squeezed cheese. Dang.
Mask a pretty hopper's foot with squeezed cheese. They just have a depth that I'll never be able to fully comprehend with my small brain. I love them so much.
Some grape apple pie.
Dangle some grape apple pies.
Tranquil and serene until he runs out of supplies. Your hands and feet are mangoes. You're gonna be a genius anyway.
And man,
Your hands and feet are mangoes. You're gonna be a genius anyway.
all three verses superimposed upon one another, huh? So, I gotta say, I'm definitely getting psychedelic imagery from a lot of their albums. This is a favorite piano sound of mine, like, of the album so far. This is one of them. That. I love that. The piano really is kind of peak on this song on this album right now. Actually, the first one might have been my favorite Page performance. Ooh. His use of palm muting and rakes in between his leads is so nice. It's like a tasty little ad-lib in the middle of it. In the bass, do 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 do.
Your hands and feet are mangoes. You're gonna be a genius anyway.
There's definitely like a 90s sound in this.
Your hands and feet are mangoes. You're gonna be a genius anyway.
Are mangoes. I wonder what that means. Kind of fits the Nectar theme, huh? Also, is this an orange and not a mango? Is there lyrical context for me to understand about your hands and feet are mangoes? group vocals reminds me of a certain 90s band, but I can't think of who it is. I mean, a little bit of it reminds me of like Phil Collins in the Tarzan movie a little bit. Like the soundtrack, I should say. Just this song. Maybe it's that I sometimes feel like I get a Phil Collins vibe from their vocal takes. You guys hear the piano keys panning right now? They're different things in left and right ear. You hear this? I love that. And then here? And they gave it the blues ending? I love that. That was great. Okay, yeah, the Mango song was where... Well, I didn't mean to, like, chalk dust yet. It hasn't earned it to me yet. Oh, man, this one's faster. I love the energy to these drums.
I've just been the family berserker.
Come stumble my mirth-beaten worker. What a thing to say. What a song opener.
The price of a flag in the rice. The wind muffs the cabin. You speak of your life for a willingly locust the lurker.
Who's singing this one? I really like this song a lot. Okay, it's actually already getting a like. I like the bass. I like the rock sound here.
Confuse what you can of the ending and revise your despise so impending. Cause I soak on the ride that you didn't quite mask. I'm getting it clearly through alternate paths, so mixed in with a signal you're sending.
I really do like his voice a lot.
All the facts that I've learned. I sat in the chairs and my synapses burn. The torture of chalk dust collects on my tongue. Thoughts follow my vision and dance in the sun. All my vasoconstrictors, they come slowly undone.
Oh, my vasoconstrictors, they come slowly undone. Wow, my friggin' guys. Was this one of those ones was this written by the same cat that wrote Rift? The lyrics, the funny. I really like the energy to this song a lot.
But no peace for Jasmine tonight. I'm plugged with a stress tube on tight.
The organ sound is so much fun. It serves such a fun energy. I want to hear somebody rip on this song.
Not to educate somebody's fright.
If there's no more lyrics, somebody's got to do a bass melter, dude.
I learned all the facts that I've learned. I sat in the chairs and my synapses burn. The torture of chalk dust collects on my tongue. Thoughts follow my vision and dance in the sun. All my vasoconstrictors, they come slowly undone. Can't just wait till I'm old. Can I live while I'm young? Can I live while I'm young?
If you were a fan of this song, I feel like if you're asking me for a King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard suggestion, because so many people do, I would point you to the album Flight B741. I feel like a lot of that album sounds similar to what this song sounds like, so it might be worth your time just saying it out loud. There's my face melter. In the face while he's ripping. Favorite song on the album already. I'm saying it. No wonder it got liked before I even heard it. This is the song I would introduce people to with Phish, by the way. Off first listen. Now for
Can I learn all the facts that I've learned? I sat in the chairs and my synapses burn. The torture of chalk dust collects out my tongue. Thoughts follow my vision and dance in the sun. All my vassal constrictors, they come slowly undone. Can't just wait till I'm old. Can I live while I'm young? Can I live while I'm young?
I love that chant with the band. Can I live while I'm young? And then they just do that hard stop. Frig, man. I love the way they do their endings. And I could absolutely see how that would make it a little bit more accessible for improvisational. When you have just a hard ending like that, you can transition into other stuff and you can just revisit the ending whenever you just want to do a hard stop. So I definitely, without question, feel like Chalk Dust Torture was my favorite song on the album. It seems to be the second most listened to. And Stash is probably second for me, but I think just the energy behind Chalk Dust Torture really made it shine to me. That face melting guitar solo, that thumping walking bass. Again, the organ sound was very present, and I have found on this album specifically that I've really been taken by the organ sound. I think particularly, other than there's a couple of standouts, but I've really enjoyed Page's work on this album, perhaps more than the other albums I've heard. Maybe my favorite Page song isn't on this album, but I would say that I've really, really, really been digging into the organ sounds and some of the classic, key sounds that he has, the jazzy sounds that he has. He's just really, really, really shining in this album to me. But I finally, I got a face melter in Chalk Dust Torture, and man, Trey didn't let down. What is your favorite live Chalk Dust Torture? I'm interested to know. This one is Faht, which I'm guessing is fat. And it seems to be an instrumental, and it seems to be an acoustic instrumental. Ooh. Oh, man. What a contrast to go to this after Chalk Dust Torture, too. Oh, man, I really enjoy this. It's like you're just dicking around in your bedroom or outside in a park or something because you hear the birds. Are there two guitars? Nope. He's just doing something kind of weird with his bass finger, or his bass roots with his thumb. No, I think I was hearing a bass and a guitar the whole time, perhaps? I didn't think I was gonna end up liking this instrumental as much as I have. But even just every now and again, ding, that bombastic piano key. Dun, dun, dun. The increased ambience. Oh, wow. And then there's the car horns. That really transitioned. And we ended up on a boat? And this is Catapult.
Catapult downtown to see the galleries and my favorite fiance in a lavender gown. But
Huh?
I'd catapult downtown to see the galleries and my favorite fiance in a lavender gown.
His favorite one? He's got multiple?
But I'm hooked up to a machine. It performs my daily functions through a tube in my ween. And today that thing
He's catheterized?
like a forest fire, it burnt a hole in me, I perspired. So there ain't gonna be no wedding, no love affair, no art to which none compares.
Would somebody give me your interpretation of that, please? Even if your interpretation of that is just that there's no interpretation of that, it's just a silly thing. Because I feel like that was the same voice that sang Lengthwise, and I just think that's hilarious to me. And I'm actually really sad that this is the end, but Tweezer Reprise is the last song on this album. So let's check it out. That sound, dude, is such a good sound. You hear the little delays? We're gonna go back so you can hear the delays. And you can hear the sound behind the guitar. It's real light. It's just building up and you feel like it's gonna just turn loose. Pocket, baby. This is really good. And he's playing these octave chords on his guitar to make this noise. They do this while they're doing all of this complex music.
Won't you step into the freezer? Won't you step into the freezer?
So that was a picture of Nectar, huh? That was a picture of Nectar. Guys, I clearly, as far as the green check marks go, I really enjoyed that one. I definitely found myself enjoying Chalk Dust Torture the most. I also think that Guelah Papyrus in Stash super stood out to me. I also very much liked that. I felt like I heard the Landlady in Punch You in the Eye. I really liked this. I don't know that I liked this off the first listen quite to the point as much as I did Rift. I also think that I would probably put, right now, it would probably be Rift, Junta, Lawn Boy, Picture. So literally, yeah, the order in which I listened to them. But I think that might be because at this point I've been listening to each one for, less and less time, because I've listened to Rift the most because it's the first one I heard. There's a certain connection to me personally to it. And I've revisited every single one of them, of course excluding this one. And I very much loved them. But I definitely feel like my ranking thus far has been the order in which I've listened to them. And I don't know if that is a bias of time invested into the music, or if it is, to me, truly just that Rift was just, truly, it's actually probably moved into like maybe a top 10 album. Like, I really do think that that's a special album, and it's got me convinced that, like, even if Phish has duds along the way, whether it's live or label or album, I'm still gonna love them. They were a band that connected with me, and I think that makes there's something special about an artist that can connect with a person in that kind of way. So yeah, I'm definitely here for this. I don't know which album is next. I'll have to look it up. Frig, I can tell you. I'm literally right here on the thing. I guess according to this, I already did show all. So I have already done Picture of Nectar now. So I already did Rift. So the next one, I guess, is Hoist. Yeah, so the next album I listen to will be Hoist. Guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. And thank you so much, again, for being so wonderful and accepting of me into the fanhood with the PH, or the family with the PH, or for calling me your friend with the PH. I really do appreciate the heck out of it. So anyways, take care. Goodbye.